Today we will be focusing on how physical education teachers and parents can use task constraints to help their kids, particularly between the ages of 1 and 7, develop fundamental motor patterns that are essential for the potential context-specific activities they may participate in the future.
According to the 2006 article, Using Constraints to Design Developmentally Appropriate Movement Activities for Early Childhood Education, effective learning of fundamental movement skills in the early years paves the way for development of context-specific skills during later childhood and even adulthood. Without these more refined skills, it is difficult for adults to continue to be lifelong movers, an essential part of practicing a healthy lifestyle.
Physical education teachers often dive right into teaching context-specific skills rather than focusing on developing fundamental motor patterns first. Our goal is to ensure that more emphasis is placed on exercising different fundamental motor patterns so that students are able to efficiently combine them with future context-specific skills. Consecutive exhibition of fundamental motor patterns will help overcome the proficiency barrier between the fundamental motor skills and context-specific skills phases on the mountain of motor development. We've decided to target physical education teachers because their class is the primary source of physical activity for many young children in elementary school.
According to the 2008 article, Training Elementary School Classroom Teachers to Lead Developmentally Appropriate Physical Education by Clay Sherman, physical education delivered during the school day provides early health promotion and an opportunity for children to engage in moderate to vigorous physical activity.
It's important for physical education teachers to know about task constraints so that they are able to utilize, implement, enforce rules, and set goals that will challenge each student to use a variety of movement patterns rather than the basic walking and reaching processes already attained at the end of the pre-adaptive period. We are also targeting parents in order to encourage physical activity and further development of fundamental motor patterns at home as well. In order to further develop our fundamental motor patterns, we're going to manipulate many task constraints through a variety of games and activities. Task constraints are a set of requirements that are unique to a particular activity. They include goals, rules, and lastly, implements or equipment.
The article Movement Models from Sports Provide Representation Task Constraints for Studying Adaptive Behavior in Human Movement Systems by Keith David states, task design needs to ensure that perceptual systems are allowed to function as they were designed in order to pick up information for movement.
This activity is called jump jump. The rules consist of participants being asked to perform different fundamental motor patterns, for example, hop, skip, jump, or slide to move from one wall to the other. Whoever gets to the opposite wall first is the winner. No implements are needed for this game. The goal of Jump Jump is to strengthen and further develop various fundamental motor patterns and to introduce some new ones to the participants' repertoire. This activity is called River Jump. The rules consist of two sticks or objects that will make a river. The participant must jump over the river using a standing long jump. After each jump, the river is widened, so participants have to jump farther. If the participant jumps into the river, then they're out. The goal of river jump is for the participant to jump different lengths and to strengthen the fundamental motor pattern of a standing long jump using 2 feet together.
From the same 2006 article, Using Constraints to Design Developmentally Appropriate Movement Activities for Early Childhood Education, many children begin to attempt 2-foot jumping around 2 years of age, but there are some who cannot get both feet off the ground, even when entering kindergarten, due to strength and balance constraints. For those children, skills using 1 foot at a time are beneficial, giving them an opportunity to gain strength and balance skills.
Such activities are important because they serve as the building blocks for a lot of movements used when performing context-specific skills. This approach is suited to physical education teachers because it gives them an idea of what activities they can perform with their students to help them develop their fundamental motor patterns. It is also suitable for parents because it informs them of ways that they can assist their kids in developing certain fundamental motor patterns while they are at home at no cost and little inconvenience.
Essentially, through various manipulations of task constraints, a great number of games and activities can be formed that will enable kids to both acquire and further develop their fundamental motor patterns. These patterns will serve as building blocks for effective execution of future context-specific skills.